Valley Club. I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends for almost 50 days now. Still have a lot to learn about this game. Very, very big game, but I have learned a bunch in that 50 days. So in this video, I want to talk about my MVPs, my characters that have given me the most value. Not necessarily the best characters on my roster, but the ones that have given me the most value, and talk about some tips and tricks I have learned along the way. So you're ready to see what you should be focusing on as a brand new beginner. Then you know do Valley Club, find that like button, and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin Raid channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're ready to see the MVPs of my roster so far. So like I said, not necessarily the best characters on my roster, but the characters that have given me the most use so far. And if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for even more Raid Shadow Legends content, and ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. At least 6 pieces of Raid Shadow Legends content every single week on this channel. And if I go to my roster on hellhades.com, I would recommend linking your account to hellhades.com. Just makes it a lot easier to track. But if we look at the top characters that I have right now, Maneater, Lysandra, Deacon Armstrong, Whisper, Geomancer, Vogoth, Demethia, Sun Wukong, and Kaldor all have 4.5 ratings on hellhades.com. But these are not necessarily the most valuable characters that have been in my roster since day one. So if we go into the game and look at my roster, the characters that have given me the most value, let's start with the first character that I got, and that is my starter champion, Kayle. Now, Kayle is a character that really helped me in the early stages of the game. And this is the first character that I built up. Now, I would recommend building up your starter champion, your rare champion, just because it's going to be easier to get the books to level up the skills. If you look at these skills here, they are all 6 out of 6, 5 out of 6, and 6 out of 6. When these skills are not maxed out, sometimes the cooldowns don't happen as often as you want. Sometimes the damage is not as often as you want. So I would recommend building up your starter champions, even if you get some really, really good champions off the bat. Now, if you use my download link to start off a brand new raid account, you will get a bunch of epics in your account for free. First one is Uugo. You get this character on day one, level 25, which for me was also on day one. You get Tagoar, another great character. Rector Drath came at level 45, which for me was about a month in. And I just unlocked Mausoleum. Mage is a character that you get at level 50. So you get all of these characters for free if you use that QR code up there, or use that download link to start a brand new game. And then you could also get a starter champion like Sun Wukong, a legendary, for free. Alice, you could get a legendary Alice for free. Supreme Gaelic, you could also get that character. Or Loki. I would recommend Sun Wukong. Supreme Gaelic is also a great choice, though. Either of those characters would be my recommendations, but I chose Sun Wukong for my first champion. So the second champion that I got after Kayle is Sun Wukong. Now, Kayle was very, very good in the early game, but he does not make my top 5 right now, because at this point in the game, he's not my MVP for all game content. He still is in my arena team. Not a great arena team, but we do pretty much win because of 3 characters. Kayle just kind of still remains on that team because we haven't built. But Sun Wukong is one of my MVPs. We look at his skills. He revives with 100% HP, 100% turn meter, 3 turns after they were killed. Very, very strong skill. Now, one mistake that I made in the beginning was I did not have him fully ascended. So for this skill to activate, you need to have Sun Wukong at least at 3-star ascendancy. That is when he's going to revive. I was wondering, why my Sun Wukong never revives? Well, that's because for certain characters, let's go to one of my newer characters here in Blade, Horse, or Kaldor. If you look at this skill, this passive does not activate until you get him at least 3-star ascendant. So same thing with Sun Wukong and the passive. Very, very good move. We got the sheep move here, which is going to attack one enemy, 50% of the target's defense, and then attacking all enemies with any surplus damage if the target is killed. So very, very good skill. Normally I'm targeting the weakest opponent. That way we get a kill, and then we get a big attack on the rest of opponents. Attack also ignore 50% of target's defense. Cannot be critical, which is not good, but you get a big damaging there. Initial target survives for this sheep debuff on them for 1 turn, cannot be blocked. Very strong move. We got a big AoE on the A3 as well before attacking, steals all buffs from enemies, then place a block buffs, debuffs on them for 2 turns. So very, very strong. This character is my main campaign farmer right now. When I'm going through the campaign Brutal, I haven't went through all the Nightmare, but going through Brutal, farming for champions, this is the fastest farmer that I have right now. Some of that is because I got lucky with his blessing. Just pulled a random blessing and got a 4 blessing for him. So very, very good. And yeah, I'm using him in Clan Boss Arena. and for my campaign farmer and in the dungeons. Those are the main areas that I'm focused on right now. There's still a lot of areas that I haven't really tried to tackle, like the Chimera or the Hydra clan boss yet. So that is champion. Next champion that we got, and one of the first champions we got, is Uugo. Now, Uugo I don't have built very well. We look at the stats for Uugo, still a very slow character, which is not ideal for your support champions. Normally your support champions, you want them very, very fast so they can place some debuffs on the enemy, some buffs on you, and then you could have all your nukers all go and do all this damage. Well, that is essentially what I want with Uugo. I just haven't found the time to upgrade the speed stats. Don't have a lot of good gear on Uugo yet. I do have to go do that and switch to the gear, but one of the good things that you want from Uugo, especially opening, attacking all enemies, 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Also, 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. Very similar to what Sun Wukong does, but also with that decreased defense as well. Chance of placing a block buffs debuffs is increased by 5% for each enemy alive. Also, very, very strong move here. This is great in the clan boss. Gives us a heal. And when he's fully booked out, 4-turn cooldown instead of that 6-turn cooldown when you initially unlock him. That heal is very, very good. And if everything works out, Uugo is the only character alive. Well, they're all dead. Revives everyone 50% HP, and their turn meter is filled by 50%. No, if they're not getting revived, their turn meter is going to be filled by 50%. So very, very strong move, and he helps me, or Uugo helps me a lot. That clan boss, not in my arena team, but in pretty much every other team in the dungeons and everything I'm running. So those are my top 2. Next would be Alice. Alice was the next character that we unlocked after about a week of play. When we started our account, there was a 7-day login for Alice. So we were able to awaken Alice as well. Very, very strong move. One of my favorite moves that she does, especially for arena. I like my speed champion giving her the speed, getting in front of the enemies. And then I like this move from Alice. 75% chance of increasing cooldowns on all enemy skills by 2 turns. 70% chance of decreasing each target's turn meter by 15%. If at least one of the target skills has cooldown increased to the max, decrease their turn meters by 30% instead. So very, very good move. And that allows your opponents not to really do any of their openers that they plan in arena. So I love that one. Big damage on this A3 as well. Ignores 20% of the target's defense. The initial target is killed. Also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP. Will also ignore 20% of the target's defense. So very, very strong move. Like I said, I like her in arena. The speed doesn't really work out how I want. This one, she goes after Sun Wukong, which is fine, but it does go after my speed champion there. Using her in arena, using her to clear content on some of the harder dungeons. Not my campaign farmer, because that is Sun Wukong, but pretty much everywhere else, Alice is in the field, but she's not on my clan boss team. That is one area that she's not in right now. So we got 1, 2, 3. Next most valuable character I would have to say is Deacon Armstrong. Now, in some of our early polls, I did open a lot of shards. Early polls, just wanted a little advantage to see if we could get some good characters. Didn't really have a lot of good characters on my old account. I think the best character that I had on my old account was, I think it was Ninja, but I didn't really build them, but I was really working with Tyrell. So a lot of way better champions than that on this account. But Deacon Armstrong really changed a lot for me, especially in arena. We did build them to be our fastest character, still not fast as I want him to be. I think at the late game, getting characters with like 300 speed. So this is still relatively slow, but it is my fastest character right now. And that allows him to do his 2-tap move right here. So the A3 fills the turn meter of all allies, 15%, decrease the turn meters of all enemies by 15%. So 30% swing with this move, and then grants an extra turn, which allows him to do this move, attacks all enemies, 80% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns, and we do have it fully booked, so that chance goes up to 80% chance for that decreased defense debuffs, and it is based on attacks. A very, very strong character. Turn meter manipulators are very, very strong. So arena clan boss is on my main teams, and when I'm farming some of the harder dungeons, he is on that team in that lead as well, because as far as his aura, 19% ally speed in all battles. So very, very strong champ, and has come in very, very handy for me. Just manipulating turn meter of all the enemies. Very, very good. Now, the last character that I want to include on this list is a lot of characters that can make this list, but I would say it is Geomancer. Now, he never was on any of my arena team, but as far as the clan boss, this is where we really started to do some real damage to the clan boss. Strong skills, and we got to read his passive first, because what he's going to do, decrease the damage all allies receive by 15%. That the damage is going to reflect onto each enemy under an HP burn, and he does have a HP burn activator, or an HP burn. He can place HP burns with this A3 here. So if there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. So you don't want to place Geomancer on a team with multiple characters with HP burn. But if this champion is attack deflects 30% of the damage, instead, when deflecting damage on each enemy, it has a 30% chance of dealing additional damage equal to 3% of the target's HP. So that could be very, very big, I guess, especially against some clan bosses there. So this is what it all revolves around. So having a lot of accuracy, having a lot of speed, having a lot of health, so he stays alive and can reflect that damage, is going to be very important for that Geomancer build. I just threw on some random gears, so we don't have him built ideally yet, but that is eventually how we want to build him. Now, this is his big move, the HP burn move. Fully depletes the target's turn meter, fills the champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses. So very strong, especially if it's fully depleting the turn meter of a clan boss. When this is fully booked, the debuff chance goes from 75 to 100%, placing an HP burn and a 25% weakened debuff on the target for 3 turns. And this is a 3-turn cooldown. So ideally, you have this, if you have the speed correct and the rest of your speed correctly, just doing this over and over and over again. And that's hopefully how you have your clan boss team tuned. I don't have my clan boss team tuned there yet, but that eventually is how we want to get this team going. And this is a very strong move as well. Removes all buffs with the enemy target and attacks them. Steals all buffs if the target is under HP burn debuff placed by this champion. It's going to steal the buffs and then reduce the cooldown of Quicksand Grass. That is this one here, his big move there. By 2 turns if the target is killed by the skill while under HP burn placed by this champion. So that's not going to happen in the clan boss, but that will happen in some early waves or anything like that. Great for maybe the spider. I think you'd rather have an HP burn AoE attack in the spider, but this could have a little use case in the spider until you get something like that. So Geomancer is my 5th MVP, and that would be my 5 top MVPs. Kale gets honorable mention. Demethea I would include as an honorable mention as well, because she is the other key to that clan boss. Her and Geomancer really helps us to survive. I do want to mention this skill here. Places a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn, 15% continuous heal for all allies for 2 turns, and a 3-turn cooldown. So very, very strong move. I wish we could upgrade this block damage for 2 turns and maybe the continuous heal for 1 turn, but it is what it is. Maybe it would be too easy on the clan boss if that happened. Some other characters that are highly rated, we just don't have built yet, so not MVP. I think that Lysandra will be an MVP. What she seems to do is a little better than what Deacon Armstrong does. 30% increased speed, fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, decreased turn meter of enemies by 30%, so a 60% swing there. So I think she may be replacing Deacon or replacing Kale, give us a lot of speed on our arena team. And the character that we pulled yesterday, really, really good character, Blade Chorister Kaldor, very strong character, member of the Sylvan Watchers, probably better on a full Sylvan Watchers team because he's like the linchpin for that team. Full Sylvan Watchers factions will get a lot of extra bonuses on some of his moves. Very, very strong champion. Yeah, his passive as well. We don't have it unlocked, like I said, because we don't have him fully ascended, but great champions there. And that is all the champions that I use. Like I said, there's a lot of great champions that we have on our roster. Just haven't built them up, but those are our 5 MVPs. Alice, Sung Wukong, Geomancer, Uugo, and Deacon Armstrong. And remember, if you want to start a brand new account, make sure you use that download link or scan that QR code to get those 4 epic characters for free. If you've been playing for a while though, let me know who your 5 MVPs of your account is. And hopefully you got some value from this video. And if you did, leave it a like. Make sure you check out some of my other videos and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.